Hey there, comic book friends. I'm Travis, and this is another edition of No Capes, where I talk about comic books that don't have to do with superheroes and/or Ethan doesn't read them or doesn't review them along with me. Okay, very short week this week. It's the last week of May. I only have 2 No Capes books this week, so it should be quick unless I talk a bunch, which maybe I won't. BPRD Vampire issue 3 of 5 in this mini-series put together by the twins Gabriel Ba and Fabio Moon, colors by Dave Stewart. Love the ambiance of this book. Like all the BPRD stuff, it's just really rich. It's got a very occult, gothic, not sure what else you want to call it, kind of a feel to it. The twins do an awesome job of maintaining that atmosphere with Agent Anders here as he's hunting this vampire. He does meet this vampire. He battles the vampire. I think we find out something about Anders that I don't think we knew. That Anders himself is somewhat vampiric in a sense. Has power anyway. And of course, there's still this this ancient cult of witches that probably is the real enemy in this whole thing, and not the vampires that Anders thinks that he's dealing with. Still really like it. It's a fun mini-series. It's not like, you know, knocking my sock off. Oh my god, this is just so great. But it has been very enjoyable. The art is incredible. I love these two guys. They have their own art style. It's a kind of a caricature, or maybe some people call it more of a cartoon-y type style, in the sense like, let's say Brian Hurt, who does Six Gun, another book I really like, does maybe not as traditional of a superhero stylized kind of a look to him, but it's more of a I don't know, a cartoon. I don't know what people want to call that style, but really like it. It conveys the story so well, and in this it does likewise. And then of course with Dave Stewart doing colors, has incredible hues to it, and just a really cool story. This is the midway point in this miniseries. I would get the impression that pretty soon shit's really gonna hit the fan. Now that thinks he's done in this vampire that's been around for a millennium or more. But there's this other force that's coming that's going to be really, really interesting, really, really ugly to deal with, I think. Anyway, BPRD Vampire. The only other book this week, Scott Snyder and Sean Murphy, The Wake, issue number 1 from Vertigo. I enjoyed this book. It's interesting. I love the characters. Scott Snyder does a very good job of characterizing people very quickly, getting us kind of in their head to some degree to know what's going on with them. That's what's really good. The art in it is fabulous. The story itself and the storytelling, there's this chunk right at the very beginning that's obviously some somewhat far-flung future thing that's happening. And I don't know about that. I mean, this is a mini-series. It's 10 issues long. We get a little piece of that, but it felt like we needed something more to attach it to the rest of the story. Because the rest of the story is all set in the present now, I would assume, and mostly told through a female biologist whose main study is sounds that animals make, which whales and that sort of thing, but interesting, the same, and she gets picked up by some government agents and who she used to work for, and they whisk her off to this place because they need her to translate some sounds or whatever, and we get this kind of deep underwater place up in the Antarctic that the government's been running, this secret oil rig. They've caught something. There's some blood and guts in this first issue that really sets things up. We get a glimpse at a merman or something in a aquatic cage, and that's where we get set up with a lot of these other specialists besides our main character. It's an interesting start. It doesn't like totally wow me. The very beginning part still just kind of throws me. It feels like we needed to have had something else to tie that together. It feels to me like if we don't, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of assuming, but if that stuff, that future stuff doesn't get woven into the book better, it might make an interesting bookend when the whole thing's put together. But us, the monthly reader, that first part will be, and then not have anything in for another 9 months could be really bad, I think. But that's me making assumptions, so I really shouldn't assume that. Read the comic for what it is, take it in for what it is, which I really did enjoy. Jody Bellary did the coloring on the cover, but not on the inside. I wonder why she didn't do the coloring on the inside. Because I like her coloring. Anyway, interesting first issue. I look forward to reading the rest of it. Scott Snyder's really never failed me on writing an entertaining story in some sense or another. So we'll see where this takes us. Like I said, I have some curiosities about that very beginning couple pages and how that's going to really tie in. I mean, obviously it's going to tie in, and I'm just going to leave that sitting there. But yeah, it'll be curious. Anyway, that's it for this time. My next week of No Capes, I'm thinking, is going to be relatively large. I have a large order this week, and I think it's at least half No Capes. I got about 20-some issues, at least half of it I think are No Capes. Could be wrong. I haven't looked at the order again lately to know exactly what's coming, but should be a lot of fun. Anyway, thanks for checking out this short video and what little I had to say about the books. I liked them. See you next time.